Hello Gunpla fans, this is Joe of Joe's Gunpla here with another video, and I've been working on my Makube's Gouf, and I wanted to talk about the gold markings that come with the kit. I haven't completely assembled. I didn't do much paint work because the way these stickers go on, you're not going to be able to take apart like the armor and stuff to show the innards on several places, just because it overlaps a few seams here and there, and you'll crack and break the stickers. So I did, however, paint the gold plastic here with a gold paint, and then I went over it with clear yellow. And I'm hoping that won't clash too much with the gold markings that go on there. So we'll see about that. But on to what this video is actually about. There have been a few people complaining about how these markings go on. This sheet here, it's laid out in such a way that there's not a definitive pattern to how things are supposed to go on. They just kind of made everything fit the best they could. And then as you can see here, on the actual sheet, it does not have numbers. So you have to refer to this and kind of lay it out and do it as you go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do this one right here. It's number 42. 42 goes on the back of the leg. And I'm just going to show you what I've found works the best for these. Now, they go on similar to a dry transfer decal, in that you let me adjust the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So, what you're going to need is an X-Acto knife, a cotton bud, something like a paintbrush with a good hard handle that's rounded, and I like to use tweezers, but I don't think you necessarily need to use them. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to cut out the marking that you need. Just like this. You don't necessarily have to get super close. In some places, you'll want to trim it up a little bit more, maybe with a pair of scissors or something. Just because this film is going to get in the way in some places. So we'll set the rest of those aside. And now, like I said, it's sort of like a dry transfer in that you're going to peel off this film here and just discard the backing. Don't need that anymore. And then what I like to do is leave a little bit on the sides here so you can grip at it and really get everything lined up properly. So we're going to take the leg here. I have this one here because that I've already done. And I want to get it as close to the same spot as possible here. So I'll leave that in the background just so I can kind of see and compare as I go. And basically you want to line up the center of your marking with the seam line in the back of the leg. And once it's there, once you get it just right, and doing this on camera is kind of difficult, so I might screw this one up pretty bad, but that's okay. You want to press just very lightly in the center, take a good look at it, make sure it's where you want it to be. Okay. And that looks pretty good. Now, like I said with this here, the film here is kind of in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and take out my blade and pierce it there, and there, and that'll kind of free it up a little bit. Alright, now we're going to press all the way around. Make sure I get it right where I want it. Pull up a little bit on here because I don't quite want it as low as it is, but that's okay. Yeah, with this thing here, once you get it laid down, and if you've pressed down on it a little bit, that's pretty much where it has to go. If you're lucky and you didn't quite press down as firmly as you need to, you can pull it back up and realign it a little bit, but not so much on most of these here. Okay, so once you've got this laid out, okay, and it's stuck down, you're going to take your cotton bud, cotton swab, Q-tip, whatever you want to call it, and you're going to start rubbing. And you want to really rub down the center of, the gold here and get it good and stuck. One thing I don't know about this is how well it would apply to a painted surface. I'm assuming you'd have to be even more careful because when you pull up this film is sticky everywhere. So I'm really afraid that it would pull up the paint, and I just don't know. So you're going to take the back of your paintbrush here, and you want to really press firmly all around the edges of the emblem. And I noticed that there's like a sticky film on the underside of the gold, and it extends a little bit past the gold, and I think that's to make sure that the tips, these little sharp pointy curves here, don't come up when you pull up the film. And you want to really make sure you get all the way around every last millimeter of the rim, the outer edge here. You really want to make sure that you've pressed down firmly everywhere. And maybe I can show you why. Hopefully I'm doing this correctly and I don't need to show you why you need to do that, but just trust me. You want to go around all the edges, both sides. All the way around. Every single place that you can. Okay. Next, I'm going to take my fine tweezers here. And I'm going to try and lift up this film. There we go. And hopefully, if I did it right. Nope. See, the gold is coming up here. Okay, so you need to go back down and rub it on again. Really press firm. Try and get it all on there. One of the issues I find here is that the film, like I said, has an adhesive to it as well. So, and I think it holds on almost too tightly to the gold emblems. Maybe we can try it this way. Pull this down. Oops. Let's sort of tear this off. Hopefully it cooperates. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we got one portion done. And now, It's almost easier if you lift the film up from like these curved places here rather than lifting it from where all the pointed places are. And I think that's you know, it makes sense. The pointed places have less surface area to grip the plastic. And we'll just slowly pull this off. You want to work slowly, because the minute anything starts coming up with the film, you want to make sure you catch it so you don't have to realign it later. I did the shield earlier, and I noticed a lot of times the little tips would start cracking, and they would pull up with the film but leave good, most of the emblem and the decal on the plastic. I'm going to just go through and press on those a little bit more. And I know I'm getting fingerprints all over them, but you can kind of go through and buff it off later. And then we'll take this guy, and this should be the last one. Okay. I'll slowly pull it off. All right. Okay, and there we go. And I don't know how well the camera's gonna show that the sticky adhesive film. There you go. You can kind of see it right there. Extends past the gold. So, you want to really press that down, kind of blend it in. And there you have it. Hopefully they turned out pretty even. Not quite. Yeah, I put this one down a little lower, but that's okay. I'm happy with that. I'm just fine with that. Okay. And that's it. And another thing you got to know is that once you put that down, it's not coming off unless you're going to destroy the decal itself. So you kind of just have to work with it and be as careful as possible and not botch things up. So there you go, guys. A quick little tutorial on how to apply these markings. They're pretty interesting. I like them. They look really cool. They look really nice. I've dealt with metal decals before from an off-brand company, and they weren't nearly as adhesive as these guys. The ones I've dealt with, they peeled off right away. But I will say that the other ones, the knockoff brand, I guess, third party, they were for the Sinanju. I think their foils were actual metal, and I'm not sure what these are. If they are metal, it's very thin because it cracks very easily if you're pulling too hard on the film when you pull it up. Alright, so I'm going to finish this up today and apply the water slides, and haven't decided what I want to do about a top coat here because I don't really like super high gloss finishes, but I think it might be required for this guy just because of the gold. So until next time, guys, happy building, take care, and if you've got one of these kits, either this one or Dozel's Zaku, I hope this helped you out. Take care, bye, and until next time, happy building.